All right, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try and start. I'm getting super fucking triggered, dude. Because of the chat, messing with the chat is actually giving me cancer. Let's see here. Let me try this test. Okay, get rid of that. How's it going, Moist Sack? I'm spending way too long just sitting here looking at the fucking chat and whether I can fix it or not. Like, I am just gonna go ahead and get started. It was Kick Chat that was fucked before, but now it's going to be YouTube chat just for today. Let's see. All right, I'll just put it on this for right now while I look at some other stuff. Yes, re-at me in chat, all you fucking want. I do not care. There's nothing that you can do to hurt me, to make me upset. There's nothing that you can do to me that I have not done to myself and worse. Did I get any sleep last night? I slept like a fucking baby, all right? There is nothing that's going to keep me from sleeping. Why, should I have, wait, hold on, let me get that music back. Nothing's going to keep me from sleeping, all right? Let me see here. Get rid of that. I'm going to stop fucking with the... See, the YouTube chat is like fucking super clear, but if I make it if I try and make it darker, this is what happens. I just have a black box on the fucking side, and I can't make the background see-through. I can't make the background see-through and keep the letters on screen. Tron, I will have to pay for restream if we want to use that. Because now it's fucked the entirety of YouTube chat. Let me see here. I'm going to try like one more thing. White chat. No, I'm not going to do that. Custom. Wait, that's perfect. And then I can get rid of the really annoying. That, and then I can do white. But that barely fixes it. Well, see, therein lies the... Wait, hold on. Maybe I can do that. Yo, hold on. I totally just reinvented my old layout. Let me just get rid of this. Haha, that's what I'm talking about. Stream chat, settings, and then we can... width. Hold on. Height 540. We can merge the chats together starting tomorrow. And then copy overlay URL. And then we'll go into... You're going to lose visual for me for a second. Oh no, where did he go? this is what we're gonna have to do for today, and then tomorrow I will pay for a restream. I will pull the trigger on that. I thought that I wasn't going to have to, but here we are. All right, now we have chat from both YouTube and Kick on the screen, and we're fine. We're chilling. Oh. Student loans are off the table. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Well, I was going to do the thing. Listen, so yesterday or the day before, I can't remember which. No, it must have been yesterday because we were talking about the... Demon Mama talked about the Keffel situation. You know what? I realized yesterday, okay, that Demon Mama has the exact same speech patterns. Maybe someone else has said this before and it just like popped back into my head and I'm giving myself credit for this. She has the same speech patterns as like Donald Trump. She says the same thing over and over and over. She never there's like no variation in her vocabulary. So if she says something, right? Like if she says like, yeah, I like playing Bloodborne. A normal person would say like, yeah, I like playing Bloodborne. It's like my favorite game. When I play it, it's really fun. And I like the way that in the game, you are able to, you know, dodge quickly and heal heal back damage that was dealt to you, right? As opposed to in other games in that series. What Demon Mama will say is, you know, I really like Bloodborne. One of my favorite games is Bloodborne. When I play Bloodborne, one thing that I really like about Bloodborne is the fact that when we play Bloodborne, when you actually hit an enemy, the damage that was dealt to you is actually healed back to you, as opposed to other games that are in the same series as Bloodborne. Like, she'll just say the same like article like 5 fucking times in 30 seconds, and it's so fucking grating, especially when she's talking about a specific person and you have to hear the word Keffels like 80 fucking times in the span of 5 minutes. It's like actually insane. But what I was gonna say before that was we were talking about the way that Demon Mama does her streams, and a lot of streamers will do this thing where they'll put on just their camera, right, as opposed to, you know, the content screen. All right, they'll put on just the camera and talk to their audience for like an hour with like no content. And I guess it's a move to humanize the content creator, to remind the audience that they're a real person and to develop parasocial, you know, relationships. And I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at making you guys parasocial towards me. Which sucks for me, because how else am I going to bleed you guys for all of the money in your bank accounts? She still streams? I guess she still streams, dude. And she, like, not only does she still stream, let me see here. Demon Mama. She has like a whole new setup. Let me see here. And you know what? Like, not even any shade towards her. This is a pretty decent stream setup, you know? You got like 2 shelves. It's very symmetrical. You know, you got like some backdrop, you got some nice colored gamer lights, you know, themed to the channel. It's not a bad setup. But like, how many times has she streamed in the past? Streamed 4 days ago, streamed 14 hours ago, streamed a month ago. So it looks like she streams 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times per month. And how many videos is she putting out a month? Not many? 4? $10 videos a month. I guess I can't imagine that she's making enough to live off of posting 10 videos per month about-ish. Go back to close-up cam. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm just not very good at this. I'm not very good at tricking you people into believing I'm a real person and not a AI-generated human being that Tron has created in order to steal all of y'all's money. Let's see here. Also saying things and just assuming they're true and never verifying or checking on it, just like you right now. True. Or just because she almost never shows facts, she'll just say Brianna Wu is a genocide apologist and not actually show her words or historical documents. Wait, did she say that? I'm sorry. I can't keep up with everyone's different claims about different people, okay? There are just so many people. Like, I know that I'm, like, fucking small fry right now, all right? I know that I'm, like, super big, you know, who megalol streamer. But, all right, let's see here. What is this?
Joke, but you wanted to get that cash grab.
Who the fuck's gonna pay me to be on OnlyFans?
A lot of people. Do you watch?
You know you do that.
Wait, what?
When you end a sentence, you go,
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
You go, a lot of people,
I definitely did.
You did that right then. Like, a lot.
No.
Did she?
On OnlyFans.
A lot of people. Do you watch?
I guess she did.
I definitely did.
And that's not at all what it's like listening to Demon Mama. No, it's more like you just hear the same word over and 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 over. Like, I swear to God, I want to click on the video and we're not going to hear it.
Rich, but it's certainly more than any that can only be described as controversial, and often controversial for all the wrong reasons. Unfortunately, today, we have to have a pretty serious talk about Keffals. In advance, I'm going to ask that everybody keep themselves chill in chat, okay? Opinions on this topic from many different angles. I would really like it if people could be chill. If you think the solution to basically anything is online environment in which people do not needlessly seek trauma, to the mental health of the people who participate in it, to the people who are targeted by it, to the ability of and narratives are rampant on the internet, and I really feel that's tragic, because what we do online is not meaningless. It's actually to find the truth. With all that said, we need to talk about Keffals. I have known Keffals for a very long time. I've known Keffals since before she was known as Keffals, and I had always found her to be a very talented comedian. I've always found Keffals to be a very funny person, very skilled at making people laugh and making people laugh in unique ways. And that was true when she became Keffals, when she created her a streaming channel around the moniker Keffals, and mostly did a lot of meme content and stuff like that.
Like, we just heard Keffals like fucking 40 fucking times.
Doing memes and comedy, chill streams and stuff like that, into doing more political content that was very politically charged and a lot of focus on trans issues. And she kind of got, I guess you could call it like viral attention, whatever the modern equivalent of viral is. It's not really the subject of this section, but viral, as we used to understand, doesn't really exist in the same way. But regardless, she got a lot of attention by doing basically Twitter ratios, where you know, some heinous asshole would say something stupid on the internet, and she would show up and say ratio, and her post would get a whole bunch of attention instead of the post that was originally there. So, you know, the goal is that you want to create a ratio where the ratio of a reply, the likes, retweets, comments, etc., is higher than whatever the original one is. It's like a goofy internet flex. And
like, she'll say the same thing, ratio. She said ratio like fucking 5 times. She said Keffals like fucking 10 times. And it's just like, there are so many better ways to word that, but it's like reading a children's book. She's still on the internet, bro. I don't know. I mean, like, they're probably saying the exact same thing about me when they hear my name. They're like, wait, what? Sondsol is still on the internet? We didn't chase him off the fucking internet? Ha, I'm always here, motherfucker. You can't get rid of me that easily. Oh, yeah, also, let me go ahead and move my windows around, put our nice background music on. All right, let me click on these links that you guys are sending me. Joe Biden violated separation of powers again with his student loan bailout. The Supreme Court told him no. Congress has not voted on this, but he does it anyway. This is an impeachable offense? Okay.
This is a rogue government. It's a radical government. You're right about student loan debt. The Supreme Court has told Joe Biden no. The Congress has not voted on anything like this for student loans, but he does it anyway. That is a violation of separation of powers. It's an impeachable offense. You have his massive spending, his overspending, which unfortunately...
Like, wouldn't like the appropriate response just to be to challenge it in the courts like they have with literally everything else he's done that they say is not acceptable? And they've won some of them. Why is this one like now they've had to drop all of the Hunter Biden stuff because all of their dudes were like Russian and Chinese assets? And so they're like, oh, well, now we're going to try and impeach him on the fucking student loan forgiveness. Now we got him. Now we fucking got him.
A lot of our colleagues on Capitol Hill voted for it to continue, but nobody asked the key question that you asked, Larry. What's happening in these Treasury auctions? How expensive is it for the United States to continue to borrow dollar after dollar when all we have to do is be responsible here on Capitol Hill? It's a recipe of disaster led by the master of disaster, Joe Biden. That's why we got to get rid of him. We need Donald Trump back. This is a rogue government. It's
what the fuck happened? I swear to God, I was looking at the news tab on YouTube before I started stream. Let me go ahead and close these out. And that one. And we just watched that. So get rid of these. I swear, I was looking at the news tab right before I started stream. Did this happen just like in the last couple of minutes? Or... Damn, is YouTube just like on a slow news day, or is there only actually like 3 news stories that they want to cover? Oh no. Cool. Hold on.
But the issue is
so another controversial flag spotted outside of Justice Samuel Alito's property. So I guess a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, they put out an expose saying that Alito, on the day after January 6th, they flew the flag upside down at his house. Which is what like all of the QAnoners told people to do, like fly your flag, not at half mast, but fly it upside down. And that'll really show the libs that the storm is coming for real this time. For real. Yeah. Alito's wife did it. Listen, the Supreme Court is, and again, I don't want to talk about Trump as much as we do. I genuinely don't. He's like funny to talk about. He's like an embarrassing human being. He's it's a little bit worrying that there's like half of the United States has an IQ less than that of a fucking ferret, and they would still vote for him at this point. But like outside of that, like, you know, it's kind of fucking boring to talk about Trump all the fucking time. Oh no, here's another court case. Oh no, here's another this, here's another that. Did you see that Trump's aides did a massive faux pas and used a stock video format that had the Third Reich in it, and it made it look like he was going to bring about a Third Reich or a Fourth Reich if he gets elected? Oh no. Like, there are little funny things to poke at there. But when it comes to the Supreme Court, there's stuff that you can criticize about what the Supreme Court does like all the time, right? I don't agree with that ruling. I don't agree with this ruling, blah, 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 blah. But like, we're seeing like actual ideological capture at a level I don't think I've ever seen in at least my lifetime. I don't know if this has ever happened before because I don't know much about like Supreme Court history. All right. But man, Clarence Thomas and his wife are like hyper ideologically captured by the Trump movement. Right? Like, what was it that Clarence Thomas's wife did? New York Times op-ed, does Clarence Thomas love his wife too much? What the fuck? Okay. What was it that Clarence Thomas wife did something weird 2 years ago.
The growing scrutiny tonight involving Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas after news that his wife, Virginia Thomas, texted the Trump White House urging efforts to overturn Joe Biden's victory. And these new questions after Justice Thomas White House urging efforts to overturn Joe Biden's victory. And these new questions after Justice Thomas was the only justice who voted against releasing White House records related to the January 6th attack. Here's John Carl.
Justice Clarence Thomas is facing tough questions about the alarming messages his wife Ginny sent to then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in the days after the 2020 presidential election. The messages urged extreme measures to overturn the results, calling Biden's victory, quote, the greatest heist of our history. In one message obtained by the January 6th committee, Ginny Thomas wrote, quote, make a plan, release the Kraken, and save us from the left taking America down.
I mean, like, no comment. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Like, she's like a QAnoner, and she's the wife of one of the sitting Supreme Court justices, and that probably has either some implication as to what he believes, or like what sway she could have over him in the in the decisions that he makes, right? But like, that's one Supreme Court justice. That's just one. But now we have another guy whose wife is doing shit like this, flying flags upside down to signal to QAnon or to like show support of QAnon, to show that we had a stolen election, right? And there's another one
that Justice Samuel Alito isn't accountable to anybody. He's a Supreme Court justice who is supposed to be impartial.
Also, like, I think that there's a really good John Oliver segment about Clarence Thomas and his wife and all of that stuff, and the kickbacks that they get, and how the United States Supreme Court really has no check on their power whatsoever. No way to check the power of someone that probably needs to be recused from a specific case, et cetera, et cetera. But we should probably look into that somehow. I don't know how we would or how we should or anything like that, but man, does it not feel weird? Like, imagine, like, if you're a conservative, imagine the opposite. Like, imagine there were like hyper ideologically captured people who were like stated as, like, quoted as stating, like, yeah, like, I'm going to get into the Supreme Court, and if anything Trump related comes up, I'm not even going to like look at it. I know that Donald Trump is guilty. I'm not even going to look at any issue related to, what's another like big thing? Like, they get checked all the time. They can be impeached. Can they be impeached? Would it be through Congress or the Senate? Like, I don't even know if they necessarily need to be impeached, but like, in terms of oversight of the Supreme Court, I'm pretty sure that there's like some decision that came out that was basically like the Supreme Court is going to do like ethical oversight of itself. Okay, hold on, bro. No, I literally just clicked pause, bro. Where is it? There it is. Biden should just pack the court. I don't give a fuck. I'm like 50-50 on that. In terms of just like, yeah, fuck them. Yeah, just like fuck them. Yeah, I'm 100% there with you. But like on like a the implications of every president just adding more and more and more Supreme Court justices. It's just like one of those things that I don't know if there is a good answer to, like the packing of the court thing, but yeah, 120 justice court, which I mean, like, I don't know if that would necessarily be a bad thing. I don't know if it would necessarily be a good thing. I just don't know enough about the legal system in that way. But I'm curious.
In the face of the law. What are, to the extent there are rules about this kind of thing? I mean, what
So we should pack the courts because 2 wives of judges said and did cringe things? Hold on, Nair. I didn't say that, but the 2 wives of judges said and did cringe things. Did I close out the tab? No. Their wives are lobbying the Secretary of State, the fucking people close to the president to steal the election. And then they're going to be on the Supreme Court. And if those things come to the Supreme Court, you don't think that might be, like even the appearance of impropriety at the Supreme Court level is like a major deal. You don't even want the appearance of impropriety at the Supreme Court level or in the justice system at all. They got saying it's not just saying dumb things. It's trying to affect some change by lobbying people as close to the president as like the fucking Secretary of State. That's a little bit different. In my country, it's the parliament who elect the judges. I mean, like the president is the one that does that. We don't get to choose the Supreme Court justices. The Senate is supposed to confirm them or deny them, But like, this is like not an okay thing to do. This is not an okay thing to do. The appearance of impropriety or like the possibility of this being indicative of what the Supreme Court justices believe is not a good thing for the legitimacy of the courts. Okay, one second. I'm actually so curious. I want to watch this. Give me 1 second, okay?
What is he supposed to be doing? What kind of signal does it send? And do you view this? I mean, do you view these 2 things also? I would say it's equally problematic: the upside down American flag and this pine tree flag.
You say something really important. To the extent there are rules, because the rules governing the Supreme Court have no teeth.
Wait, what is the flag?
What kind of signal does of the law? What are, to the extent there are rules about this kind of thing? I mean, what is he supposed to be doing? What kind of signal does it send? And do you view this? I mean, do you view these 2 things also? I would say it's equally problematic: the upside down American flag and this pine tree flag.
You say something really important. To the extent there are rules, because the rules governing the Supreme Court have no teeth. Last year, 2023, the Supreme Court put out a code of conduct, but there's no.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did they explain already what the pine tree flag is supposed to mean?
But the issue is that Justice Samuel Alito isn't accountable to anybody. He's a Supreme Court justice who is supposed to be impartial in the face of the law. What are, to the extent there are rules about this kind of thing? I mean, what is he supposed to be doing? What kind of signal does it send? And do you view this? I mean, do you view these 2 things also? I would say it's equally problematic: the upside down American flag and this pine tree flag.
You say something really important. To the extent there are rules, because the rules governing the Supreme Court have no teeth. Last year, 2023, the Supreme Court put out a code of conduct, but there's no enforcement mechanism. There's no way the public can sort of bring a suit.
A justice should disqualify himself or herself in a proceeding in which the justice's impartiality might be reasonably questioned. That is, where an unbiased and reasonable person who is aware of all relevant circumstances would doubt that the justice could fairly discharge his or her duties. This is what I'm talking about, all right? Yes, can they be impeached? Yes. But this is... the only way for them to be disqualified is for them to disqualify themselves. The pine tree flag. Maybe if I see it, I'll recognize it. Never seen this flag before in my life.
Or raise a claim against a justice like you can against a lower court justice, a lower court judge. And the language right here is a justice should disqualify himself or herself in a proceeding in which the justice's impartiality might reasonably be questioned. Now, this has nothing to do with the specifics of the flag. And I think I will agree with my friend Scott eventually here about a flag from the American Revolution. Okay, that's a great thing. But right now, it has political significance. You can't deny that there's a meaning assigned to that flag. And hold on. And at the time that this was flying over the justice's house, the court was considering whether to take on January 6th cases. Now, whether you like the flag or not, The question is, might the justice's impartiality reasonably be questioned, leading to recusal? And of course it does. Just look at the symbol.
I mean, my honest question looking at that, can we put those flags back up, the Alito flags, the three of them? Like, isn't the American flag supposed to be flying at the top of their flagpole? I mean,
well,
like, isn't that traditionally where you would put it, right?
They were flying American flags at January 6th. I mean, look.
Wait, hold on. What is that other flag?
Well,
what flag is this? What do you think about that unified? We can go over it here in a second. I think that it's just like a super fucking stupid intern probably got a hold of the, like, there's already an explanation that I think is totally fine, that I don't think that they were trying to subliminally message anything with the unified MAGA Reich. I don't think they were trying to, signal to Nazis or anything, or say that they were going to be dictators on day one or whatever. But it is funny. It is funny that they keep on doing stupid shit like that over the entirety of Trump's political career.
Isn't that traditionally where you would put it, right?
They were flying American flags at January 6th. I mean, look, the word reasonably is doing a lot of work here. In my opinion, no reasonable person would conclude that Sam Alito is somehow compromised because he's flying a flag that was commissioned by George Washington himself. 98% of people who are outraged about this today didn't even know it existed 12 hours ago.
Let me use another example for you. Imagine another one of the justices, let's just say Elena Kagan, flies a flag right now in the midst of campus protests and all that's going on in the Middle East with a slice of watermelon on it. Right now, you're looking puzzled. You're like, well, why does that matter? It's a delicious fruit. It's got lycopene in it. Who cares? It's also a sign of the Palestinian resistance. Now, we might think that, but Scott,
I actually think if Alito wanted to be popular at the New York Times, he would fly that. He'd fly Hezbollah flag. He'd fly my flag.
Oh God, the fucking conservative cope that the New York Times is pro Hezbollah or pro Hamas. Shut the fuck up, dude.
This is crazy. In any of those instances, if the court, look at the rules, if the court has business involving national security or Hezbollah or Palestine, he should recuse in those cases too. So I think we're in agreement here that
we
are because
so you'd be cool with it. You'd be cool with.
I don't care about the landscaping choices of Sam Alito. I don't. And I think this is part of a years-long effort to delegitimize this branch of government.
Well, they did that themselves.
And what to me, the big story is,
they everybody agrees with the court when it agrees with them, and everybody disagrees with the court when it disagrees with them. The court should be super impartial. The court should be a nonpartisan, non-political branch of our government. But it is right now. I don't know how you could possibly fix that, besides having the judiciary elect the Supreme Court justices only instead of presidents. I don't fucking know. The idea that this guy's gonna sit there and say that there's nothing to worry about, there's nothing weird going on here. Okay, so they flew some flags that were directly associated with this, this strange, weird cultic movement that did try to overthrow the election. But that doesn't mean anything. So what if the timing is directly lining up with things that would, signal that they are in support of people who tried to overthrow the government? So what, that their wife is actively lobbying people during the fucking insurrection to, overthrow the election? Who cares? It doesn't mean that they're not impartial. I'm sorry. But the appearance of impropriety, the appearance of impartiality or of, being biased in the courts is a really, really bad thing.
Political party has been conditioned to believe that because Trump was illegitimate, the Supreme Court is illegitimate because he put 3 people on it, and everything that flows from it is illegitimate. And there is a concerted campaign to delegitimize all these people, and it has come now down to critiquing the choices of decor on the exterior of their houses.
It's not okay. Look, so here's another example. I care deeply about the Boy Scouts of America, as you know. I know your boys are Cub Scouts too. If I carve the Scout fleur-de-lis in my lawn, fine. If I'm a Supreme Court justice and the Boy Scouts have litigation in front of me, that is a sign of bias under the Supreme Court's rules. And so it's I think we're conflating a bunch of things. It's the left versus the right, and what Democrats say about the Supreme Court, and what the rules that he signed last year governing his own conduct say, and plainly that it's a political symbol, even if it's one.
Says who?
Scott, there's people flying it as a
says who?
An
That's the
upside-down
question.
American flag.
No, I'm talking about the pine tree flag.
Either of them, though.
Which is not a popularly known symbol, but you're ascribing a meaning to it. Look, by the way, I worked on Alito's confirmation. I'm the only person here that did. I know him a little.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? We already have the Google thing right here. Let's see if Wikipedia has anything. Let me see if they have anything. Oh shit! Modern usage. The only part of this. Wait, can we see the edit history? I'm not like a big. Is this gonna make me like try and log in? I just want to see when the last time it was edited was. May 23rd, 2024. Wait, what was the last edit though? View history, top of the page. Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, the modern usage was the one that was edited today. Fuck. This is the old version, Molly. Oh man, they fucking cut this down a whole bunch. Hold on. Okay, let's see what the from before this news story broke. Okay, so even before this news story broke, they did have this on there. In 2021, the flag was flown by Trump supporters during the January 6th United States Capitol attack. 2023, Mike Johnson, newly elected Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, hung the flag outside of his congressional office. Okay, cool. Then we aren't being bamboozled by activists. Stop. Where it represented Christian nationalism. And it seems to be backed up by even what they were saying before this news story broke. Cool. Look at the talk page. View history. Where is the talk page? Oh, talk. Interesting. Okay, so people aren't just like soying out over nothing. This is like something that has been established that people do use this for the January 6th, like insurrection. Remember when conservatives wanted to defund the FBI? Oh yeah. Also, remind me after we're done with this that I wanna look at. There's a Tim Pool video. I guess they're trying to say now that Biden was trying to assassinate Trump. Have y'all guys heard this? That they were trying to assassinate Trump when they did the Mar-a-Lago raid in Florida. I'm going to become an FBI agent just to investigate Sondsol. Based. Finally, my time in the spotlight has come.
There is no conceivable way, in my opinion, that he's flying a flag to give anyone a reasonable idea that he is about to tip his hand on it. That's my view.
But it does underscore his position in our political system. He is using that symbol to align himself with other people who also present the symbol. And what I think Elliot is saying is that that's not right for a justice to do regardless.
Yeah, they did intentionally raid it when he was not home. Yes. That is crazy. People talk. There is a better reason why people are quote unquote upset about it. Wait, I'm sorry. Are you talking about what they said in the video, or are you talking about the Mar-a-Lago thing?
Tip his hand on it. That's my view.
But it does underscore his position in our political system. He is.
Go back.
Look, by the way, I worked on Alito's confirmation. I'm the only person here that did it. I know him a little.
Yeah.
There is no conceivable way, in my opinion, that he's flying a flag to give anyone a reasonable idea that he is about to tip his hand on a case. That's my view.
But it does underscore his position in our political system. He is using that symbol to align himself with other people who also present the symbol. And what I think Elliot is saying is that that's not right for a justice to do, regardless.
Okay, I'll keep putting these out there. Scott, a Black Lives Matter flag, but justice flies it over their home. Is that, and there are racial justice or police brutality issues coming before the court, is that not a sign of bias or... It's a non-profit organization.
Bro, he can't even say yes. I would even say yes. I'm biased towards liberal, small L liberal shit in the United States. I'm biased. I am a biased actor. And I would say, hey, justice, whoever, all right? Liberal justice, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. Come on.
But that flag has been created in the moment to make a political statement.
Kind of like flying flags.
The flag that you're criticizing was created by George Washington to fly over frigates in the Revolution.
Okay, so if someone... The meanings of things or the symbolic nature of things aren't static in history. The fucking swastika was not always a symbol of hate, by the way. And in some parts of the world, it still isn't a symbol of hate. I know that's a huge fucking crazy thing to people, but the meanings of things can shift and change over time.
You can't see the difference in that. It's not unbelievable.
No, it's not unbelievable. I'm saying these are all of the examples I gave.
I mean, your old boss went before the Supreme Court and said they would reap the whirlwind if they don't start acting right. I understand how you all view it.
There's no view all here. I'm just literally reading the rules that these folks wrote and giving you examples of things that, like the American Revolutionary flag.
But you're equating George Washington's flag with the BLM flag?
I'm equating
He's
flags
giving you different examples.
But they don't match, is my point.
But they do.
I'm sorry. They couldn't have had someone that had a better defense than this?
But they are all things that don't themselves have the Boy Scouts of America logo.
Also not a political symbol.
It is if they've got, Scott.
It's
not a question of the political symbol. It's the question of matters that could come before the Supreme Court. They were weighing issues related to that very protest that people were talking about here.
And the justice is necessary. They still are. I mean, that's the thing, right? They still are. They have before them this massive question of immunity right now. It all relates to the flying of this. And I mean, why does he need to fly it, right? Couldn't you look at it that way?
How about this, right?
Can he not even admit that, given that there are people that are using it in that way right now, and given that there are so many people, closely watching everything the Supreme Court does because they're the biggest questions in, judicial history before the Supreme Court right now, that it was probably just a move that they probably shouldn't have done? Just a move that they shouldn't have done? Can he admit that? Yo, chill. chill. That's not on the screen, right? Uh-oh, looks like we're going to go into the overlay. 1 second. I understand. But I also don't want to get in trouble for having a swastika on my screen. Okay, I don't know if YouTube does that too, but
need to fly it? I mean, does this man not live under the same First Amendment as the rest of us?
He does, but he also lives
in the Supreme Court justice. We're not Supreme Court justice.
All right, so let me put in a couple things in perspective.
Oh my God, it's the Trump defense. Does Trump not have freedom of speech? He does have freedom of speech, but also he's the president of the United States. Can he please not say retarded shit all the fucking time and embarrass us on the world stage? Does he have freedom of speech? Yes. Should he be more responsible with his speech? Yes. I hate what I hate more than just the schizophrenic defenses of Trump, right? I hate the really, really bad defenses of Trump. The ones like that, where they just pretend nothing means anything unless it's a Biden thing. Do you guys remember when they recognized it's the third week of every March is Transgender Visibility Day or April or whatever the fuck, and then it just so happened to be coinciding with Easter this year. And so they were like, oh man, look, they're trying to trans the Easter bunny. Why are they trying to inject this? It's like, okay, well, you're going to read so hard into that when we have like a very clearly defined, like, this is the day that Trans Visibility Day is on every single fucking year, all the time. And Easter was scheduled to, I don't know how they choose what day Easter is. I think we looked it up on stream, but I couldn't be bothered to remember. But like Easter is on a different day every year. So it's like, it just happened to coincide. Now, and you're still sewing out over it, even though you know this. But like here we have something that you can also like clearly see the line of like where this is coming from. Should they not even have the appearance of trying to avoid that? Like, there's 365 days in a year, pick another one. Yeah, true. Step aside, Easter Bunny.
I actually live near the Justice, knew nothing about this flag, okay, a year ago. In fact, the neighborhood didn't necessarily know about the flag, so somebody clearly...
Are you talking about the one in Virginia?
The one in Virginia, yes, yes.
So
Which, by the way, happens to be on George Washington's farm. George Washington used to own that land up there. Okay, here's the issue in Washington, D.C. There are many couples in Washington, D.C. who have conflicted relationships in the sense the husband or the wife works for somebody where there could be a conflict where their spouse works, okay? So that happens all the time.
James Carville and Mary Madeline were married to each other. I don't know if that falls in, but anyway.
Well, right, but you know, look, the reality is, should he flown the flag? No, Scott, he shouldn't have flown the flag. Should he be allowed to fly the flag? Like, there's nothing stopping.
Thank you. Holy fuck. Even if you're gonna be like a conservative on this, like, please just be like realistic or reasonable, dude.
Him from doing it. But he's a Supreme Court justice. He answers to no one. Why would you want to put the flag up there? I mean, that's it. I agree with you that it's an issue that is blowing up and it's going to be made of something, maybe making something out of nothing, basically. But the reality is he shouldn't have done it anyway because this is what is going to happen.
All right, I got to wrap this up, Scott. I just want to just nail down something.
That is the fucking best defense that they can do here. And that's totally fine. That is a defense. That is a defense. That is a defense. He shouldn't have done it, but like he did. And should he like be barred from doing it? No, but like he shouldn't have done it.
You do see a distinction between the upside down American flag and this George Washington flag?
No, I don't believe, I don't personally believe that.
Catholic Easter falls anywhere between 22nd of March to 25th of April. Yeah, but I don't know how they like decide which Sunday that happens on.
The flag choices at Alito's house have anything to do with his impartiality or ability to render his duties as a Supreme Court justice.
And so you're cool with him flying an upside down American flag? Because I mean, even Lindsey Graham looked at that and said, like, come on, you're a Supreme Court justice.
I don't care, and I think and I have no reason to disbelieve his explanation. Everybody seems to think he's lying about his explanation. Do I believe?
That's the house of a Supreme Court justice? How much do these motherfuckers get paid? How much do Supreme Court justices make? $300K a year almost. You can get a better house than that. Come on, Alito. Come on.
I believe his wife had a dispute.
Actually, wait, hold on. I'm stupid. This is in Northern Virginia near DC. That probably is the best house that they could get off of that salary. Because we're actually, we're about to choose an apartment this weekend for DC. So if you guys know any nice areas in the areas around DC, feel free to hit me up in Discord to give me suggestions, all right? Because we're going to be making that finalized decision here in a couple of days.
Yeah, I think he's an honest person, and if that's what he says happened, I believe.
I mean, look, if he's blaming his wife and it's not true, I mean, I'd like to see what that dinner table conversation is like, but okay. All right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he lied when he beat.
Hey, loser. Hey, how's it going? What was it that I wanted to talk about immediately after that? It kills me when people talk about cutting the wages of senators and Supreme Court justices. Like, I don't care that much about the rate that we're paying them. Like, it says how much do senators make? The compensation for most senators, representatives, delegates, and the resident commissioner from Puerto Rico is $174,000. Like, that seems like a whole hell of a lot, but for the amount of work that they're doing, for the amount of for the amount of for the housing cost in DC, that's actually not like that much. It simply isn't. And there's so many regulations about what gifts you can and can't take from donors and rich people. Like, they try to skirt around it sometimes. Looking at you, fucking what's his fuck? Yeah, Clarence Thomas. Looking at you. They get on the stock circle from Pelosi. True. Oh, I wanted to look at the Tim Pool. Let me see if I can find it really quick. And in the meantime, hey guys, if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. All right? If you guys want to support me, now that it's becoming extra real that I'm moving to Washington, D.C., see, as we're this weekend choosing an apartment complex to put the down payment on, et cetera, et cetera. Any donations, any super chats, anything like that would be super helpful, because we are going to need to put a lot of money into just moving, all right? Let alone the down payment, let alone how much money we need to, just have on hand. So anything you guys got would be helpful. Tim Pool, what am I looking up? Mar-a-Lago. Did they cut it out, or did they just 12 minutes, 55 minutes?
Here we go from the post-millennial revealed.
Please
Biden's
stop.
FBI
Please
off.
Stop, pause, please. Thank you, God, please. Move our government buildings to different cities, like move the House of Representatives to Chicago, move the Senate to some other city that's struggling. Then we can cut their wages. I don't think that that's I think that we should probably have our government in relatively close proximity to each other. Okay, I think that's a pretty okay thing to do. Okay, let's see this. Oh, also, Nair, you said there was something that you wanted to say about this. Move them all to Wyoming, where cost of living is cheap, then slash wages. Yeah, true. Well, weren't they going to move the capital from Washington, D.C. to like St. Louis or something? St. Louis capital. The ill-fated idea to move the nation's capital to St. Louis in 1846. Let's see here. What was the reason? Okay, I don't care enough about this. Did you see Nick playing gay porn on stream? I did see that on Twitter. And is anybody surprised whatsoever? Is anybody surprised whatsoever that Nick Fuentes is gay? I've seen conflicting things, whether they got hacked or whether he didn't turn off OBS. I don't know, but it's still funny. Like the fact that anybody thinks that Nick Fuentes is straight is still like baffling to me. He said straight sex is gay. True.
Authorized use of deadly force when necessary during a Mar-a-Lago raid. Law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary. It's a direct quote from the documents. I'll back it up. We got Newsweek. FBI was prepared to use deadly force at Mar-a-Lago raid. The reason why these two headlines are important, and they are different, is that not only did they authorize the FBI to use lethal force, but they showed up with the weapons ready and capable to do so. And now we'll add one more on top. In this filing, this document released by Julie Kelly, we can see in...
Hold on, let's read it. According to an operations order produced in Discovery, the FBI believed its objective for the Mar-a-Lago raid was to seize classified documents in NDI and U.S. government records as described in the search warrant. The illegal raid, it was literally a legal raid. It's so weird how whenever there is a slip up, it's always a hacker. Well, I mean, here's the thing. The only reason I would put any credence into that is because that entire side of the internet, that entire like right-wing fucking crazy, you know, like neo-Nazi space, they're constantly doing gay ops on each other and trying to hack into each other and mass report each other and do all sorts of fucking crazy things to each other. So it's not inconceivable to me that he does get hacked on a regular basis. However, I also think that Nick Fuentes is a flaming homosexual that is just in the closet. He's a deeply closeted gay man. Wait, I want to use one that we're not going to watch right now. I think I just opened up everything that I'm going to watch. Norm Macdonald, deeply closeted.
What's something people don't know about you?
I'm a deeply closeted gay guy.
No kidding.
Well, I'm not coming out, though.
Wait a minute. What are you revealing here today?
I'm not revealing anything. I'm saying I'm deeply closeted.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
No, but that means you're very, very gay, but you don't want to come out. You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
But doesn't that mean you're gay?
Hey, easy, buddy.
Hey. Easy, buddy. Easy there. Sorry. I think about that all the fucking time. Okay. Let's look up the authorized force Mar-a-Lago. Let's see. I always do Lago. I don't know why I do that. AP News. Former President Donald Trump pointed to standard language in an unsealed FBI document. Oh, we can just look at the FBI document? Oh, no, we can't. Okay. You pointed to standard language in an unsealed FBI document to basically claim that the Biden administration wanted to kill him during a search of his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, nearly 2 years ago. Wow, I just came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan. The icebox. Would you rather it be fucking sweltering in there, Trump? Like, I'm pretty sure they don't have localized air conditioning for every single fucking courtroom. I don't understand. This is something that I see all the time, and I think this is the funniest complaint out of every complaint. It is the most childish, the most asinine thing to complain about while you're being tried in a criminal case is that the courtroom is too cold, and then making a big deal out of that. I've seen people on Twitter talk about how cold the goddamn courtroom is, as if like they feel extreme sympathy, like Trump is being tortured because they have the AC set to like 67 instead of, I don't know, 75. I don't know about you guys. 75 is a little bit warm for me indoors, but it just wasn't necessary. Plainclothes raiding a place being protected by Secret Service is just an R-worded move. Wait. Hold the phone. All right. Hold the phone, Jack. Do you not think that the FBI communicates with the Secret Service? Oh God, I like it 60 to 65 degrees. Bro, that might be a little bit cold for inside. But also the idea of having a thermostat set to 60 to 65 degrees in Houston, Texas, bro, you're looking at an electric bill every month that's like $1,000, okay? Even during the winter. I don't think I've ever been in a building in Houston that is 60 to 65 degrees inside. Kick chat is unreadable. Hello. I can probably fix that before we continue. 1 second. Let me just go to Restream. Let's see here. Settings. No, that's not what I want. No. Let's see here. Chat. Chat overlay. Let's see here. Oh, there's no text settings? I can only change the opacity to like 40%? That sucks. All right. Did that automatically change it there? Or no, I don't think so. Copy. All right, we're going back into the overlay settings, guys. Sorry. We fucked up the chat earlier today, and now I have to go through it and fix it again when I'm done with stream. Let's see here. Let's see if this is any better. No, it is not any better. I can't do any like change to the actual text itself. I can only do changes to the background. Hmm. Okay, one more time. All right, just for this stream. All right, just for this stream, we'll do it like this. Wait, what the fuck? There we go. And then let's find this thing again. All right. We don't have AC, bro. I would lose my shit if we didn't have AC. I guess you guys don't need over there, but so the FBI called ahead to Secret Service. Everything was planned, and just in case one of the super MAGA Secret Service criminals tries to gunfight the FBI over Trump's documents, they get authorized to use deadly force. So in that case, if there is someone that is just like so unbelievably loyal to Donald Trump or to any president, really, that even though they were told like, hey, we have a legal search warrant, we're going to legally do this, we've gone through all the channels, we're letting you guys know because we're going to be showing up in unmarked vehicles and plain clothes, not to shoot us, we don't want to shoot you, we're communicating with you open and freely, right? If there's still one fucking crazy fucking Secret Service guy that has more loyalty to Trump than to the Constitution, that you're not allowed to do it anymore? You're not allowed to do the search? What is it that you're trying to say? Yeah, no, I intentionally put the stroke on the chat right here, but unfortunately it doesn't have that option in the restream thing. It just seems weird to expect it, but it says that right here that standard language. So maybe for every single search warrant that they have, they're like, these are the conditions on which you can and can't engage in any kind of force, right? These are the standard things. Like if they just have like a standard document that they have, would that change your opinion on it whatsoever? Wait, this is the exact same article that I have open right here, dude. I feel like at all times, law enforcement are authorized to use deadly force. No, not always authorized. Like there are different levels of authorization. Like obviously, if you're already in danger and someone's shooting at you, you usually have the right to respond in kind, right? But I'm sure that there are some times where they're like, hey, listen, you're going to be going to this person's house and they have, some sort of, I don't know, they have a twitch that makes it look like they're drawing a gun, but that's just because they have like Tourette's or something, right? So if you see them reaching for their side, until you physically see a gun, you're not allowed to use deadly force, right? Like, I could imagine that's something that could happen. Okay, let's keep reading. Came out of the Biden witch hunt trial. What's with the strange, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, random capitalization. Unconstitutional. This came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan, the icebox, and was shown reports that crooked Joe Biden's DOJ, in their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago, authorized the FBI to use deadly, lethal force. Trump wrote in a post on his social media platform, Truth Social, on Tuesday night. Now we know for sure that Joe Biden is a serious threat to democracy, he is mentally unfit for office, 25th Amendment. But the language Trump reference is a standard policy statement used for issuing search warrants, and it was not unique to the FBI's search of his property. It is actually meant to limit the use of deadly force. Here's a closer look at the facts. The facts, which appeared in an operations order. Are we going to get... Oh, thank you. Thank you for this hyperlink, Associated Press. I just think the whole thing is stupid. I guess like the only thing that I would ask, like, why is it stupid? Like, given everything, like all of the things that I laid out right there, like the possibilities of, I guess we're going to get the facts here, but like, would it still make it stupid if it's just like something that is absolutely standard that they always have? Like, this is when you can, this is when you can't, in every single search warrant ever, right? And let's make an assumption that they communicated with because I know that all of the law enforcement and, I'm pretty sure Secret Service would count as some sort of law enforcement, because I'm pretty sure Secret Service can detain people. Like all these different law enforcement apparati in the United States are definitely capable of communicating with each other. I think after 9/11, we had like the biggest overhaul of communications between different areas of law enforcement in U.S. history. Precedent mostly? Well, which part of the precedent? I'm not trying to like grill you. I'm just like genuinely curious. Did Joe Biden have any effect on this whatsoever? They're going to say because it's the DOJ that issued the search warrant and the FBI that carried it out, because Joe Biden is the president and the DOJ is part of the presidential cabinet. That's what they'll say. But all these fucking losers, they always forget this very important little factoid, that every president, with the exception of fucking, at least in like modern U.S. history, right? Like post, invention of the atom bomb. All right. I'm pretty sure every single president, with the exceptions of Richard Nixon and Donald Trump, had a policy of the DOJ being separate from the presidency. Like the president, yes, they appoint the, appoint the people in the Justice Department, but they're not going to be like coordinating with each other for who to arrest, who to go after, who to investigate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The only people that have done that, outside of like suggestions, right, but like directly directing the DOJ to go after someone, the only people that have done that are Richard Nixon and Donald Trump. When they did warrants on Hillary Clinton, did they have those exact words in the warrants? I don't even know what I would search to see if that's public information. That would be like a kill shot argument for this, but. Uh-oh, hold on. My girlfriend is suggesting we go to a restaurant that I haven't eaten at in like 5 years when she gets home. It should have been brought up by Trump, and it shouldn't be amplified by the by either side. Just causes further division. Dems trying to kill Trump, Republicans being brainwashed by it. Well, I mean, like if Trump says if Trump is going to try and make the claim, then how the fuck are we supposed to like sit by and not refute that Joe Biden was trying to assassinate Donald Trump? Cracker Barrel? No. Actually, I don't even know if this is like a Chewy's. I'm always scared when looking up something that might show a map that is going to show my location. Locations. Is this or are there only 3? Chewy's Tex-Mex home. Bro, this place, fucking killer locations. Oh no, there's 4 pages of this shit, dude. Oh no, they're all just right around Houston. Bro, Chewy's fucking oh my god. This shit's fucking killer. It's not real Mexican food. It's like the most Tex-Mex that you can get, but man, is that shit fucking fire, dude. Oh my god. I'm kind of losing it right now. Ooh. Not blaming your side, it's mostly Republicans' fault. I was about to try and be bipartisan for a second, but like, let's be honest, it is the Republicans' fault on this one. Like, fuck. I feel so bad for like Nair and Sieg and, you know, the like chill conservatives that disagree with me on stuff or like, you know, believe in stuff that I think is retarded. They look at me and think that I believe things that are retarded. I'm totally fine with that. And I think that's a very good thing for democracy. And I can be friends with someone that like super disagrees with me on stuff. But man, when like the Republican Party is as it is right now, I feel fucking bad for you guys because you guys have to like sit there and say like, I mean, like, yeah, this is kind of dumb, but this is also kind of dumb from Trump, but this is also kind of dumb from them. Like, I think, like, personally, I just think it's fucking so fucking retarded for the entirety of the Republican Party to just, like, be okay with, I say the entirety, the overwhelming majority of Republicans right now, be okay with Trump putting out stupid fake shit like this while also calling anything that denigrates him fake news. You know? I feel like a communist. You want the report on... Well, this isn't what we're looking for. We're mostly looking for like the search warrant. Let's see. Well, I wonder if we could just find like Hillary Clinton search warrant. When was that? Like 2011? Let's see if the email controversy has... When was the actual... Oh, wait. Deletion... Blah, blah, blah. One second. Wait, did they, okay. Oh, well, there was no search warrant for Hillary Clinton because she just agreed to turn over her email servers so that there wouldn't be a search warrant, which is something that Trump is incapable of fucking doing. Like, again, like this entire Mar-a-Lago case, like nothing, there would be no news about this if Trump just like gave the fucking pieces of paper back, but he had to fucking make a deal out of it. By the Dems' fault, I mean, it was stupid to put anything in the warrant Trump will use for ammo. Okay, hold on. If it is a standard operating procedure that like there's always going to be a thing in there to limit the use of force outside of extreme circumstances that they will lay out in the fucking thing. Why is that the Dems' fault? Why is that the DOJ's fault? Why is that the FBI's fault? I can think of a bunch of things that I would say to that. Just don't include use of force. But like, I'm not knowledgeable enough on anything law enforcement related to speak on like well, let's say that they had no authorization whatsoever of use of force. Or maybe they had a spoken understanding of what the use of force would be. Like, is that possible? Or is it something that we would want to like have written down that there is going to be no use of force? And if there is going to be like something that says like no authorized use of force, then like what would be the implications of that? Like, I just don't know. But I guess it's just like one of those things that's just standard. Dinser single-handedly keeping Trump running even with Biden? I don't think it's the Dems' fault. I think it's the Republican Party being unwilling to let go. I bet my left nut that Trump buried a bunch of incriminating shit with his wife. I've heard people say that before. Okay, we're gonna keep reading. Sorry about that. FBI follows standard protocol in a search, as we do for all search warrants, which includes a standard policy statement limiting the use of deadly force. The agency said in a statement, no one ordered additional steps to be taken, and there was no departure from the norm in this matter. As it appears in the operations order, the policy stipulates in part that the Department of Justice officers may use deadly force only when necessary, that is, when the officer has reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or another person. Okay, is having that as a statement, should that even be controversial? Or do we have to tiptoe around Donald Trump so much that we have to completely rework every standard operating procedure because in the future he might be fucking crazy enough to like imply something from something that means nothing? Like, that's insane. Like, maybe it is, and you might be right. We might be like so far gone, right, as a society where there's going to be 50% of the population that will believe any fucking crazy, fucking stupid, low IQ, like brain busted fucking idiot thing that Trump tweets out. But I guess like I understand what you're saying now, and I guess like on some level I kind of agree, but the problem is like, how do you even plan for that sort of thing? Like at that point, it's just like, just don't have any documentation about what our policy is going to be here, or what the limits of the search are going to be, or whatever the fuck it is. Like at that point, like you should just have like no documentation whatsoever and just say like, hey, listen, we would have documentation, but this motherfucker lies about everything. So we're just not going to have any more documentation. But that's going to be even worse. Remember, a fact is a conspiracy theory from yesterday. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. A fact is a conspiracy theory from yesterday? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about from yesterday as in like my stream yesterday. A fact is a conspiracy theory from yesterday. Is the earth flat? Did we not land on the moon? Did JFK's head actually just do that and there was no gunman? Like, no, conspiracy theories don't always turn into fact. That's conspiracy theory cope from people like Alex Jones. Prosecutor's office accidentally deleted conversations between Trump and someone in the hush money case. I haven't heard about that. I stopped following the hush money case because it there's literally no escaping from it on YouTube if you want to watch news. So I stopped watching news like that. JFK is in the basement of DC? No, JFK's head just did that, dude. It kills me about conspiracy. Conspiracy theories are great to have, but then you have to investigate the people. Stop at the theory part. What? It kills me about conspiracy. Conspiracy theories are great to have, but then you have to investigate. The people start at the theory part. Yeah, I got you. The establishment and its shills dismiss facts that they don't like vaccines having adverse effects in some populations. Nobody ever said vaccines have adverse effects in some people or some population. What do you mean by... Wait, why did my camera just shut off? That's weird. Is that about the same angle it was at? Okay. Oh, cool. But now I'm out of focus, I think. Am I actually out of focus? Okay. There we go. Jesus. Oh, man. I need to not look at Kick Chat for a couple of minutes. Jesus Christ. Or Uncle Sam calling people who question its role in cooing Ukraine in 2014 as conspiracy theorists? You realize there's no evidence for that whatsoever, right? There's one phone call taken out of context that people say is evidence. Oh my God. You're going to grow up to be a conspiracy theorist, dude. You're already a conspiracy theorist. That's so sad. That is a conspiracy theory. There's like so much evidence that shows that it is literally fake news. It's literally Russian propaganda. I need to, yeah, I'm not, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Kick Chat. I'm going to not pay attention to you guys for a couple of minutes because Front Yard Chill needs to chill the fuck out. Holy fuck. That's just sad. Fuck me. That's like actually depressing as fuck. Okay. As it appears in the operations order, the policy stipulates in part that the Department of Justice officers may use deadly force only when necessary. That is, when the officer has reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. The policy is in the Department's Justice Manual with only minor differences in wording to what is included in the... Hold on. In the Department's Justice Manual, with only minor differences in wording to what is included in the order and what is summarized on the FBI's website. Frank, I'm not going to pretend to be able to say that name. Figliuzzi? I don't know. A former assistant director for counterintelligence at the FBI reiterated in an ex post what the agency said in its statement. Yep, every FBI operations order contains a reminder of FBI deadly force policy, he wrote, even for a search warrant. Deadly force is always authorized if the required threat presents itself. A motion that Trump's lawyers filed in his federal classified documents case, also unsealed Tuesday, asserted that the August 2022 search was unconstitutional and illegal, misquoting the operations order as saying law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary. Oh, so they didn't even quote it correctly when they filed the motion. Okay. Before Uncle Sam intervening. I'm not paying attention to you. No. They didn't intervene. The revolution, the Maidan protests of 2014 were in the at the in the like end stages before the United States came in. But the United States came in because they were already working with the Ukrainian government. They had to know who they were fucking working with. That's why you have that fucking phone call. Hey, you know who would be way better to work with? This guy. Yeah, that guy would be way better to work with. We already have direct lines of communications with him. He is reasonable, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, yeah, of course, people are going to talk about that. It's like when a manager gets fired at work, it's like, well, we have these 2 assistant managers. I mean, I would much rather have Jessica than Jason because Jessica is at least a little bit fucking chill. And like, if you're sick one day, you're not going to get, yelled at, but Jason will fucking yell at you for the smallest fucking thing. Yeah, I'd much rather Jessica be the fucking, new general manager rather than Jason. And then if Jessica got got promoted to be the general manager, it wouldn't then be, oh, we were intervening on behalf of Jessica. Yes, don't listen to any of those people. Don't listen to any of those people. Tucker, especially Tucker Carlson, especially Ron Paul, Dave Smith. Like, I don't know much about Oliver Stone. I know the name, but like I don't know directly who he is. Noam Chomsky, like listen to him for linguistics, sure. Don't listen to these people for your fucking foreign policy advice or history or anything. Don't listen to these people for facts about foreign fucking policy. Jesus fucking Christ. Cam Gunn, what the fuck is happening? 1 second. Here.
Since 2011 been reimagining melodies we bad like Class C felonies. Robbie Benson on the keys, serving music fiends with a daily doses of the thing they need. Shredded shoes on the strings, electric playing subs over subs, dudes getting eclectic. Pop off on the sax, stacking stacks of ill lines, yes, you bring it that. Deep underground like more mines. #1 kitty cat lover on the skin saying, hey, paradiddle with a treaty in the middle. Adding colors to the tones like a jumbo bag of Skittles. Waking up to 30 alarms, you stay snoozing. Billy Bill on the trumpet going for the kill. 100% UV, fire like an Uzi. But who me? Me, I'm Mr. Mons. The storm before the calm, having coffee with your minds. Hee hee. Sliding through Bones, Jones, Malone. Trumpet and saxophone playing from coast to coast. Really real for real, it ain't a hoax. No one telling lies, it's the truth, no need a boast. So super boss like King Cooper. Running games, spit flames with mad range. Bravo and marvel unexpected things. You never know or notice what the universe will bring. Find destiny, embark on a journey. Quest with your tribe out on a search for love. Victory, save the earth, all of the above. Sounds abstract with a crack bat squashing bugs. Keeping punks in check. And any other funk faking motherfuckers stepping on deck. Coming through with the illness and the realness. From Tucson to Forsyth, runway 5, but keeps it live. Like Ishni, sign, Ichiban, numero uno. The name tells it all, no pseudo. From the soul like De La.
Wait, what the fuck?
You said you had to be a certain skin tone to get up and rock. Live long and prosper like Spock and wanna be.
Wait, why is there a rap section of this? I thought this was just like a jazz remake of the fucking... Okay, never mind. Don't care. Okay, let's see here. Gotta go back to this. I don't know what the fuck my camera is doing right now. Still in focus. Still in focus. Okay. Okay. The chat's gonna give me a fucking aneurysm. The camera's gonna give me an aneurysm. Okay, let's please finish. Please finish. Okay. Actually, where's the... Play this quietly in the background too. There we go. Yes, is there a way to get you to not be disappointed in me? It's less of a disappointment in you and more of like a disappointment in just like the world that we live in right now, where kids as young as you are falling for like propaganda from foreign agents, dude. It's like super fucking depressing. Mission failed. We'll get him next time, boys. What the fuck? What is the thumbnail for? Okay, but it's not disappointment. It's just like depression because like you have no skepticism of anything that the people that you think are like trustworthy because they happen to align with people on your side of the aisle, right? Meanwhile, you have like the most unbelievable skepticism for things that anyone to the left of fucking, I want to say, like anyone to the left of, let's say, I don't want to be too, I was about to say Hitler, and then I was going to say Mussolini, and then I was going to say Genghis Khan, but all those people are way too far right. You know what I mean. Oh, this segment? Oh, this segment's already fucked because I keep on getting triggered by chat, and also the camera keeps shutting off. Typical Sondsol stream then. I'm trying to move away from getting triggered at chat all the time, okay? What I want to do is I want to have a bunch of people in chat that will challenge me, right? That will challenge me intellectually, that will like make me expand on why I believe a thing, because when people challenge me on why I believe a thing, I have to actually explain it. When I actually explain it out loud, it will either solidify why I believe that thing, or I can accordingly change. Like, okay, actually that might be retarded. Now that I'm saying it out loud, now that I'm like laying out the logical or the thought process, maybe I am wrong here, right? That happens sometimes, right? Like it kind of happened with what Naira was saying earlier with the Dims being retarded too. But like at the end of the day, like I don't know what the DOJ or the FBI could have done differently here that wouldn't have, like, it feels like there actually is no way for the DOJ or anybody to move against Trump in a way that the Trump people will not construe in a way that is absolutely unhinged and absolutely contrary and the exact opposite of what it actually says, you know? Okay, let's keep going. Frank Figliuzzi, a former assistant director for counterintelligence at the FBI, reiterated in an ex post what the agency said in a statement. Yep, every FBI operations order contains a reminder of FBI deadly force policy, he wrote, even for a search warrant. Deadly force is always authorized if the required threat presents itself. And it looks like the appropriate threat would be only when necessary, that is, when the officer has a reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. Didn't you say you hated reacting to Tim Pool? Yeah, but this is like fucking unhinged. And this is something that's like gaining traction. This is like something that's being talked about on like CNN and shit. Because these dumb motherfuckers have to try and erode trust in literally every single institution that we have. So that when they get in office, they can completely rework the entirety of government to fit their fucking needs. The target has escaped. Exit. Retry. I kind of do like this one. A motion that Trump's fired, blah, blah, blah. Misquoting the operations order as saying law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary. Trump wasn't at Mar-a-Lago, which was shuttered for the season at the time of the search. The Associated Press reported at the time that the FBI reached out to the Secret Service detail that provides protection. And I was right. They did communicate. They did let them know because they don't want there to be like a big fucking deal. I wonder if there's going to be an explanation. Let's try, before we read further, let's see if we can predict. I'm getting really good at predicting shit like this, okay? Let's see if they have an explanation for the plain clothes thing, right? They did it in plain clothes because they didn't want to, maybe they were trying to go undercover from not the Secret Service because they told them that they were coming. Maybe they were going undercover from like the press and the media and, you know, watchers on the side of the road. Maybe, I don't think plausible deniability, right? Because it's going to come out that the FBI raided Trump headquarters, right? But, let's see, what else? They could blame Russia. Yeah, that's you know what? We could actually come up with better conspiracy theories than the Trump people. They wanted to go with plain clothes so that if there was some kind of, altercation, they could just blame Russia, right? It was actually just, a couple of people posing as FBI agents, but they were actually from Russia and they assassinated a former president. And then that would also give us more of a reason to send more weapons to Ukraine, and it would give us more reason to go to war with Russia and start World War III. Oh my God, that is actually it's one of those conspiracy theories that actually combines all the rest of the conspiracy theories into one. Bro, Tron's actually a fucking genius. Okay. The Associated Press reported at the time that the FBI reached out to the Secret Service detail that provides protection to the former president and his home shortly before serving the warrant. The facts did not stop Trump and his allies from spreading the erroneous allegation. A Trump campaign fundraising email with the subject line, "They were authorized to shoot me," was sent soon after he posted on social media and made even more outrageous claims. "I nearly escaped death." Wait. The wording of that implies that he's already dead. Oh my God, it's actually, wait, the guy that is Trump right now is actually just a really good impersonator. And this is them signaling to the QAnon people that Trump is dead, just like Paul McCartney was dead during Sgt. Pepper Lonely Heart Club Band. "I nearly escaped death," it reads. They're just itching to do the unthinkable. Joe Biden was locked and loaded, ready to take me out and put my family in danger. Asked if Trump stands by the false claims, campaign press secretary Caroline Levitt wrote in an email, "This is a sickening attempt to run cover for Joe Biden, who is the most corrupt president in history and a threat to our democracy." Hard-right Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican, wrote in an X post that the Biden DOJ and FBI were planning to assassinate President Trump and gave the green light. Carrie Lake Oh man, Carrie Lake is just the gift that keeps on giving. A Republican Senate candidate in Arizona wrote in her own X post, "The sicko Biden FBI were ready to use deadly force during the Mar-a-Lago BS raid." That tells you everything you need to know about this criminal Biden administration. Yeah, and if they, like, why didn't Biden do it? And if they did, if this was an assassination attempt, why didn't they just, like, why did they decide to, oh, well, you know what? We missed Trump. We missed Trump. The only thing that we can do, we're never going to get a chance like this ever again to, you know, just rock up in plain clothes and assassinate the ex-president. Let's just pull him into a years-long, highly publicized litigation scandal that gets news coverage across the world. Why wouldn't they just try again? Okay. Let's go back to the video that we were making fun of. So now that we have the full context of everything, let's start from the beginning.
Here we go from the Post-Millennial revealed. Biden's FBI authorized use of deadly force when necessary during a Mar-a-Lago raid. Law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary. It's a direct quote from the documents. I'll back it up. We got Newsweek. FBI was prepared to use deadly force at Mar-a-Lago raid. The reason why these two headlines are important, and they are different, is that not only did they authorize the FBI to use lethal force, but they showed up with the weapons ready and capable to do so. And now we'll add one more on top. In this filing, this document released by Julie Kelly, we can see in the document it says, law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary.
Also, this is the motion that the Trump legal team put out where they incorrectly, we'll just move this right over here. Hello, please. Thank you. So look at this, the illegal raid. This isn't the FBI document. This is the Trump team document, the motion that they're filing in court. Also, Unsealed Tuesday asserted that the August 22 search was unconstitutional and illegal, misquoting the operations order as saying law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary. The actual quote, let's find it right up here. May use deadly force only when necessary, that is, when the officer has reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. This is this is the strangest of summarizing of that statement. The strangest way to summarize that statement. I'm sorry, Tron, you're going to have to edit this out of the segment. Also, who did this? Biden or Putin? Mandated a fake vaccine. I'm just going to do this one thing at a time. Mandated a fake vaccine. It wasn't a total fucking vaccine mandate. You didn't have to take it if you didn't want to, or if the company that you worked for wasn't going to, was like small enough that they didn't have to enforce it. So it wasn't a total vaccine mandate. Otherwise, everyone would have gotten vaccinated, including the people that are like proud that they're fucking retards and are scared of vaccines. All right. Second, it wasn't a fake vaccine because the vaccine was a vaccine that you inject into yourself, and then it increases your ability to not get sick. Devalued the dollar massively through quantitative easing. Hey, guess who else did that? Donald Trump. And also, that's not what Putin does. Putin massively manipulates the currency that he has too, by refusing to let anybody use, what was it that they did with the dollar and the ruble? made it to where like you couldn't convert the ruble to any other currency or something like that. So they manipulate their currency way worse than we do. Devaluing the dollar, that happens. That happens every single time money gets printed. Guess what? Trump ran a larger deficit than Biden does. I'm pretty sure. Not only did he increase spending, he also decreased our revenue intake. Next, opened the southern border. Biden didn't open the southern border. That's not even a thing that can happen. Like opening the border, because it was never closed. Creating an agency to censor dissidents on big tech? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about there. Appoint a VP who helped bail out literal BLM terrorists. Okay, and you're retarded. It was evil and authoritarian. No, it wasn't. It's not a vaccine. It literally isn't a vaccine. I don't know what you fucking think a vaccine is. You're like fucking 12 years old. You have no idea what a vaccine is. If you don't think that this is a vaccine, you have no idea what a vaccine is. A vaccine is not like a magic juice that you put into yourself that automatically makes you completely immune to every disease of all fucking time. All right? That's not what a vaccine is. I don't know what you think a vaccine is, but it's an inoculation against a certain virus or bacteria, I guess. It doesn't work often and has bad effects. It does work often and has great effects. The effects are, it makes it less likely that you're going to get sick. If there were all these bad effects from the vaccine, you would see so many more fucking people dead all over the fucking world because it is the most utilized fucking vaccine in human history. More people have taken this vaccine than any other vaccine in human fucking history. Okay? So if you think that it has bad effects and that it's going to fucking kill all these people, give everyone myocarditis, why don't we see that all the fuck over the world, all the fuck over the United States, all over every single fucking country in the entire world? Why are countries that, you know, we don't get along with trying to buy these vaccines? Why aren't they showing the evidence that there are like bad side effects? And why aren't they exposing this? Because there aren't bad effects from the fucking vaccine in the way that you guys say that there are. Find me one fucking study that shows that there is a massive fucking mortality rate, or even like a worrying mortality rate, or even like a worrying rate of people getting like bad side effects from the vaccine. Give it to me. I'm 16, not 12. Oh, I'm sorry. The way the fucking like lack of fucking connections in your brain makes me feel like you're much younger than you actually are. All right, Tron. Now we can go back. I didn't say give me a YouTube link. I said give me a fucking study. With Dave Smith. Oh, is this one of those retards that you referenced earlier? Oh, yeah. So we said that it seems like you just want to reinforce your biases. And then we point out all the people that you were referencing were reinforcing your biases. And then you link me, instead of a study, something from this retard, Dave Smith. What does this motherfucker look like? Oh, I've seen that guy before. Yeah. Okay, we're doing this segment. Trump opened the border so that red states could gain House of Representative votes. True. Oh, that's right. We're watching the video.
The agents planned to bring standard issue weapons, ammo, handcuffs, and medium and large size bolt cutters, but they were instructed to wear unmarked polo or collared shirts and to keep law enforcement equipment concealed.
I want to know about the why FBI plainclothes Mar-a-Lago raid. One second. I'm super curious about the plainclothes. No, show results with plainclothes. 1 second. Da, 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 da. Crucial quote. Wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here? Jesus. So fucking stupid. Okay. Control plane. Policy statement on the deadly force that but we're instructed to wear plain clothes and keep law enforcement equipment concealed. I want to know why. Oh, despite Trump's claims, he was in New York during the August 2022 raid, a circumstance the FBI deliberately planned, among other steps, to de-escalate potential confrontation, including notifying Secret Service agents ahead of its arrival and wearing unmarked polo or collared shirts, the Washington Post reported previously, citing 4 anonymous sources familiar with the deliberations. So, wait, did I just open that? Okay. Please don't be paywalled. Go away. Let me see here. Unmark. Plain. Oh, wait, hold on. D'Antonio. Wait, is his name D'Antonio? Oh, okay. I've never seen D'Antonio. I've seen Antonio, but Antuono. Oh, okay. And some fellow FBI officials complained how bad it would look for agents with FBI emblazoned on their jackets to invade a former president's home. According to some people with knowledge of the meeting, the FBI's top counterintelligence official, Alan E. Kohler Jr., then asked the senior FBI agents to consider how bad it would look if the FBI chose not to act and government secrets were hidden at Mar-a-Lago. Let me see here. Let's see if we have anything about why. One second. I just want to see why they did the plain clothes. The search would take place when Trump was in New York and not in Palm Beach. The Secret Service would receive a heads up a few hours before FBI agents arrived to avoid any law enforcement conflict, and agents would wear white polo shirts and khakis to cut a lower profile than if they wore their traditional blue jackets with FBI insignia. Okay. Lower profile. They were trying to like keep things kind of discreet. But Trump, of course, like tweeted out live where they were searching and why they were searching and like all of this shit, dude. So we have an answer for that. There is an answer for everything. If you just like actually cared to look up, actually, you know what? Why did you imply that I agree with Trump devaluing the dollar when I don't, and when Biden did more inflation spending than Trump? Both bad, Biden worse. That's simple. Because your criticisms only go one way. Because every single one of your criticisms is towards Biden, and half of the criticisms are literal conspiracy theories perpetuated by the Trump people All right. I'm not going to say just Donald Trump because he doesn't say all of these things, but like the people that are around Donald Trump, the people that support Donald Trump, the people that are trying to get him reelected, you believe everything that they fucking say. In my Discord? Okay, we'll talk about that here in just a second.
I'm going to tell you my opinions right away. There is no competent human who does this without the expectation this could lead to death, to an active shootout between the Secret Service and unmarked law enforcement agents. We all remember the story of, what was that woman's name? We all remember the story. I can't remember her name. They claimed that she was sleeping in her bed and she was shot by the cops.
Breonna
Taylor, there you go. I knew it was Breonna, but I'm like, which Breonna was it? And
I thought it was
now they say the police,
Keppels.
didn't announce themselves or whatever. They say they did, regardless of the fact.
They did. We have documentation saying that they did. The Secret Service does not deny anything that has been said. So why are we questioning any of it?
Of that case. I believe, we've actually interviewed one of the cops involved, and they did announce themselves. They knocked, and then, the guy shot at them. I'm only bringing the story up because the left's perspective on it was that she was sleeping in her bed, and these cops didn't announce themselves and opened fire on her. That means it is well established in the psyche of your liberals, of your Democrats, that police officers who show up to enforce the law but are not wearing identifiable outfits create the perception.
To cut a lower profile than if they wore their traditional blue jackets with FBI insignia. Again, earlier, where was it? It was before that. And some FBI officials complained how bad it would look for agents with FBI emblazoned on their jackets to invade a former president's home. So they decided that it would be better instead to do what? Polo shirts and khakis to cut a lower profile than if they wore their traditional blue jackets with FBI insignia. That was to save Trump embarrassment. He chose not to save the embarrassment.
Perception of a burglary or a robbery or an assault attack. This had the potential, the high potential, in my opinion, to result in Trump's security guards. I was just at Mar-a-Lago, I'll tell you, and Secret Service.
Yeah.
Not being aware of what was going on and seeing a dude in plain clothes with a gun rushing onto the property. You might be thinking like, hey, who's this guy? And the guy, we're lucky it did not escalate to this.
Yeah.
Many people on social media are already saying
we're not lucky. It would be lucky if they had no communication whatsoever. You're right. But they did have communication. And everybody agrees that was involved with the raid. Everyone agrees that was there, that they knew that the FBI was coming that day, that this had been planned, all of that shit. But if you're not looking for the truth, you can just say things.
This was an assassination attempt. Could you imagine if what could have happened if this went the way of one of these stories we hear in the press where, cops who don't identify themselves end up getting into shootouts? I almost think that either these people are as stupid can be, or they were crossing their fingers that they would get a news report of Trump security opens fire on FBI.
Do they think that Donald Trump is like Scarface? Because
also, why would Trump's security detail be there when he's not there? They intentionally waited for him to not be at Mar-a-Lago. They waited for him to be in New York. It was just the Secret Service there. And I'm pretty sure the Secret Service would have told anyone that was like the off-season security, hey, there's going to be some people here. They're going to be taking some stuff. You can't stop them. They have a legal search warrant.
You know that the only people that are going to be actually engaging with them, if there were to be a gunfight, it would be Secret Service. It would be, FBI versus Secret, because Donald Trump ain't going to be there with a machine gun, like come and get me. So the idea that it was I don't.
Also, buddy, you know the right has more guns than the left, Sondsol. If we become a failed state, your side is not going to win. My side, my side is the deep state. And my side has Apache helicopters and M1A1 Abrams tanks. And all of the variations of upgrades that they've made to the M1A1 tanks. All right? They have a much better logistics arm in the military. They have a fucking Navy. They have an Air Force. I'm pretty sure my side would win. All right. I don't care how many fucking 308 rifles your side has. I don't care how many fucking M14s. I don't care how many fucking M16s. I don't care how many fucking AR-15s they have. I don't care what fucking armaments your side has. And I'm also not scared of the United States becoming a failed state in my lifetime.
Understand why the Department of Justice would say we're allowing you to get into a gunfight. We're saying it's acceptable for you to get into a gunfight.
They're saying if your life is in danger, then you can shoot back. Otherwise, you are not authorized to use force. Again, I'm just going to keep on pulling it up. The actual quote from the thing. Let's see here. May use deadly force only when necessary. That is, when the officer has reasonable belief that the subject of such force poses an imminent danger of death or serious physical injury to the officer or to another person. That's what the standard operations order is that they put in there. Why are we questioning whether it was possible for them to get into a gunfight?
Fight with the Secret Service. Because, again, it's not Donald Trump.
They could just call the Secret Service and say, we're going to have some 2 FBI agents going to come down and we're going to do a sweep. And they would have been like, you got it.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
And one other thing, shout out Julie Kelly.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, her work has been invaluable on everything, whether it was 2020 election related or it was, the Trump trials related. I mean, she's been on fire with this stuff. And we
also, really quick, the Infrastructure Plan, CHIPS Act with inflation back under control for the most part, and you say all of those are bad. It was actually a conversation with a conservative that shifted my perception on protectionism versus global trade to the point of I'm still highly in favor of global trade and whatever is the most economically efficient when it is possible, right? But we should have at least some industrial base in the United States for. And we're in that time right now when there are hostile actors who are trying to, undermine the United States' power abroad. When we have situations like COVID and all of our fucking industrial base is been shipped over to China and we don't have the ability to create semiconductors for ourselves or masks for ourselves or medical equipment for ourselves. We should have at least a little bit of that here in the United States for when emergency strikes. And when we have hostile nations that are trying to fuck with our stuff abroad, we should probably have an industrial base here so that we can shift that industrial capability to making weapons. As we can see right now in Europe, they're shifting a lot of their industrial productivity or their industrial base to making more artillery shells, to making more weapons. Because Russia is a legitimate threat to all of Europe. So should we do the most economically efficient thing? Yes. As much as possible. Without putting ourselves in such a position that we're going to be absolutely fucked if, the people that we trade with are hostile nations.
We're talking a little bit about it before the show. Who do you think is there? Oh, it's the Secret Service, right? We had heard reports in the past that Secret Service had coordinated with Trump and with the DOJ and with the archives about this documents problem. Now we need to know exactly what the Secret Service knew, because if the Secret Service didn't know anything...
We do know. Oh, wait, hold on. That was in which... We do know the Secret Service would receive a heads up a few hours before FBI agents arrived to avoid any law enforcement conflict. So we do know what they knew. Hey, we're going to come in. We're going to take some shit. This is the FBI officially. TM. Copyright
thing. I mean,
I think these documents prove they didn't, because there's a line in one of them, if I'm remembering correctly, where it says, you know, if the U.S. Secret Service resists, like, here's how to proceed. They talk about the possibility that the Secret Service are not working with them. Now, maybe that's to account for a potential agent who's like, hey, I don't believe in this, but really
Wait, say it again?
are not working. Secret Service line in one of them, if I'm remembering correctly, where it says, you know, if the U.S. Secret Service resists, like, here's how to proceed. They talk about the possibility that the Secret Service are not working with them. Now, maybe that's to account for a potential agent who's like, hey, I don't believe in this, but really it seems like they were operating completely independently than this other government agency, and the only reason they would do that is to have the element of surprise. Now, again, what are we expecting? Donald Trump to be there, you know, armed and dangerous, ready to defend his territory? That doesn't seem like it, however cool that visual might be to some people. The reality is, they treated him like a hostile mob member because that's how they perceive him. Yeah. They believe that he is incredibly dangerous and that he is, you know, capable of harming people in a crazy way, when in fact
If they wanted to treat him like a hostile mob boss, then they probably wouldn't have given any heads up whatsoever. They probably wouldn't have asked nicely for like a year and a half for those fucking documents back. If they wanted to treat him like a mob boss, they probably would have done, you know, a surprise search at Mar-a-Lago, not taking into consideration when he would be there or whether he wasn't there. And they probably would have just taken them and not requested them for a fucking year and a half.
They are setting up a situation that could become incredibly dangerous quickly. And like Tim is saying, this is a narrative that everyone on the left repeats all the time. If you have a plainclothes officer who doesn't identify themselves, they actually, theoretically, in the minds of the left, create the dangerous situation. Now, why would you send all of these people?
I don't think, even in my leftiest days, I don't think that I ever heard much talk ever about plainclothes officers. I'm sure that, like, I could assume what they would say, but do you guys ever see lefties talk about plainclothes officers outside of, oh, look, they're trying to incite a riot, as opposed to like the idea that cops are creating dangerous situations that people are going to get shot by walking around in plainclothes? Maybe that's like a new discussion that's happening now that I'm out of like the lefty world. And I just don't see it. I don't know. Hassan? Oh, okay. Well, I never watched Hassan, so.
In unmarked polos. What are we trying to accomplish here? I think the defense will be from the other side of the aisle from the Biden administration. Oh, well, you know, he's a former president, so we didn't want it to seem like we were just swarming Mar-a-Lago. Except we all know, we all saw the videos. This is exactly what they wanted it to seem like, because again, to them, Trump is a corrupt mob boss who they have the right to stand up against. They're not based in reality, they're based in their own delusion.
Wasn't it like, I'm sorry. I'm sure. Let me see here. There was a hyperlink to something. Reported at the time. I want to see like how did it get like publicized that it was happening? Because I remember there were news vans outside of the outside of Mar-a-Lago after it started. I don't even know what to put into the search bar. Someone find out like who was like the first to report on it. Can y'all do that for me really quick so that I can find that? I'm super curious. Cause was it like Trump got word that they were raiding his house and he tweeted out and then everyone went over to Mar-a-Lago? A no-knock warrant is no, it's exactly the same as when the FBI arranges with your lawyers and with your security detail to come and search your house.
Any sane operation against a former president, like they go to Joe Biden's house, they find documents. Honest question: are they going to have in those warrants for the searching of Joe Biden's properties use of lethal force? I really doubt it. I doubt it. And if they do, wow, then we need to.
I'd be super curious. I don't know if all of these things get made public at some point, but it would be like the actual kill shot if like any search warrant on a Democrat, whether it's like Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden, if they have that in there as well, that would be super interesting. It would be the kill shot for this entire fucking conspiracy theory.
Then all the criticisms of the FBI are warranted. The idea that they have to worry about a former president who's under Secret Service, they can't go to the Secret Service and say, okay, hey guys, we're going to be, I'm assuming they even inform the Secret Service, right? There's no justification.
I'm sorry, Front Yard Shield, this is something that I realized a couple of months ago, that like, if you're like a super liberal, like capitalist minded person, such as ourselves, because capital L liberalism, capital C capitalism, we love that shit around here. All right. The idea that like anyone would ever go to war or need to engage in any amount of protectionism for an industrial base back at home, that seems really fucking stupid. It actually does. Why the fuck are we going to fight when we could just like, get better trade deals and work together for like much better economic growth into the future? The unfortunate thing that you're forgetting is that China is hostile towards us. You're saying, oh, because China bad. Yeah, China is actually bad. They're an authoritarian fucking communist regime that is actually, I'm pretty sure, openly hostile towards the United States. Not as openly hostile as Russia is towards the United States, but they both do things to fuck with us that we can't allow to happen. And they're planning, just as we are, to go to war with us because they want to instigate things that we're not going to tolerate. They instigated the war in fucking Ukraine, and China has been wanting to instigate a war with Taiwan so they can take over that fucking territory. And we're not okay with that. So they're preparing for war as well. So if we're going to like accept that not everyone is a good faith actor in the world, then we have to also accept that sometimes there's going to be some level of protectionism. Now we should limit it as much as possible and only as much as we absolutely need. I agree. But some amount of protectionism actually is super important. I cannot fucking speak. I need like a speech pathologist to like give me free speech pathology lessons. Because I've been fucking up my words so bad recently. China's much better China is much worse than the fascist, neoliberal, big tech, Uncle Sam, deep state, crony. See, okay, you know what? Because you strung together. Hey guys, I just want to show you guys something. Let me just expand this really quick. Fascist, neoliberal, big tech, Uncle Sam, deep state, cronyist donors. If you ever string together a bunch of gobbledygook like this, it is time for you to take your meds. There are meds that will help you live a more fulfilling life. If that is something that you have ever typed out or like have ever contemplated typing out, there are meds that will help you. The FBI is not bugging your phone to find out where you are. There are not aliens implanting chips into your fucking, sternum to record your vital signs to invade the earth.
For the bringing of weapons and the use of deadly force in this capacity. None whatsoever. It could have only have resulted in something devastating.
I think they said someone associated with her confirmed Biden Warren also had lethal force granted. If you can link that to me on Discord, that would be super helpful.
This country, if they opened the door to unmarked law enforcement showing up. Let's say Trump's security at Mar-a-Lago had no idea, and with lack of communication, a fight breaks out. Somebody gets shot.
Let's say this situation that didn't happen, and also we can see that they had planned for this to not happen, happened. Let's just assume that like something that wasn't going to happen did happen. That would be really bad, right, guys? Yeah. That would be really bad. Yeah, it's just a miracle that didn't happen. Yeah. I almost can't believe that there are people that are stupid enough to like hear that statement. let's assume that what didn't happen because of the steps that they took did happen. Wouldn't that have been bad? Yeah. They should have taken steps to make sure that that didn't happen. Absolutely. It's such a miracle that that didn't happen. What the fuck do you even say to that?
A shootout ensues. What do you think would happen to this country if the news reports came out saying FBI and Trump security are in an active gunfight? This would, I don't know, what we're hoping for, like to escalate some kind of January 6th type scenario?
I don't know. I assume that maybe like you were saying, Hannah Claire, maybe it's that they were expecting or anticipating the possibility of Secret Service being loyal.
Or maybe it's just something that they put on every single fucking FBI search warrant in all of fucking FBI history, but you know, who knows? It's not like we can like look at a fucking news article and figure that out. The FBI followed standard protocol in the search as we do with all search warrants, which includes a standard policy statement limiting the use of deadly force. It's such a shame that the news never tells you what you need to hear. Instead, let's speculate about all the things that they might cover, even though we never read them.
Loyal to Trump, but even still, it just seems so ridiculous.
And they could have told them then, right? If they thought he was loyal to Trump, they should have informed them ahead of time to again prevent any kind of violence.
Yeah, I feel like this all would have been just simply an interagency phone call.
Yeah.
Hey, these things are, we're going to come
They
and
may
get
have
these
done
things
that.
because blah blah blah.
Maybe. I don't know. How much did the president know? You have two portions of the executive branch potentially getting to a shootout with one another in this situation. Like, Merrick Garland has to contact.
There was a 0% chance of a shootout happening because of this search warrant, unless someone wanted to defend the honor of Donald Trump's fucking stolen documents.
The big guy, right?
Presumably.
So what does the president know about the situation? Sounds like Republicans in Congress might have some interest in subpoenaing some people.
No, Republicans in Congress are stupid and terrible. They
Exactly.
don't.
They should ask for answers for sure.
Yeah.
But the other part of this is that we know that the Biden administration is somewhat dysfunctional. I mean, how could the defense secretary go missing for like a week and not tell anyone unless it's normal for people to go offline and not tell Biden what's going on?
Wait, what?
Have some interest in subpoenaing some
No,
people.
Republicans in Congress are stupid and terrible. They
Exactly.
don't.
They should ask for answers for sure.
Yeah.
But the other part of this is that we know that the Biden administration is somewhat dysfunctional. I mean, how could the defense secretary go missing for like a week and not tell anyone unless it's normal for people to go offline and not tell Biden what's going on? Either way, this doesn't paint a good picture for the Biden administration. And
Didn't that guy step down because he did breach protocol in some way, shape, or form? Or I can't remember exactly what happened, but he admitted that he shouldn't have done that. Never mind, this is just so stupid. Yeah, but like, Sieg, you have to understand, fully 50% of the United States is primed to believe exactly what they're saying and to listen to this uncritically. They're primed for it. I mean, fuck, there's like at least one of them in fucking Kick Chat right now. They're primed for it, and that's depressing.
there are parts of it where I want to say, like, I saw some reports, pointing out that there was a medic on scene, that part of the filing points out, like, if anything happens, you'll go to this hospital. And if we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, let's say that's just standard protocol. If you're going to authorize this type of force, then you have to have a plan for this kind of thing. But the fact that this was just a conversation, everybody was like, well, obviously there's a chance that this kind of force could be necessary, is bizarre to me. And again, I can't help but stress, I think this shows how deranged people are when it comes to Donald Trump. And that puts a lot of people in danger. It puts anyone who supports him into a level, it makes them vulnerable to a level of scrutiny that nobody else is. That's beyond rationality.
Yes.
Thank you.
What? What did she just say?
Is bizarre to me. And again, I can't help but stress, I think this shows how deranged people are when it comes to Donald Trump. And that puts a lot of people in danger. It puts anyone who supports him into a level, it makes them vulnerable to a level of scrutiny that nobody else is. That's beyond rationality.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's a worry.
So, if you are associated with a guy that is breaking the law constantly, and you're a public figure, there might be scrutiny put on you. There's a lot of scrutiny put on people around fucking, is it P. Diddy, the guy that's getting fucked by the FBI right now? Like, there's a lot of scrutiny around the people around him, including his children. When you are a close associate of someone who is doing illegal shit, you're probably going to have some scrutiny put on you. No shit?
Worrying headline. And part of me is like, I know a lot of people are constantly concerned about what's going to happen this November. And there's a lot of people who live, it's really fascinating. If you report on a story like this and just show the document where they were showing up with standard issue weapons, ammo, and the preparation and authorization to use deadly force, there are people going to get mad. They're going to be like, this is crazy. You shouldn't talk about this. You're fanning the flames. You're encouraging civil war. If you don't talk about it, then you get people who are being like, why aren't you talking about the important issues? It's just.
Is he going to go on some civil war shit?
People are going to get mad no matter what. And the challenge, I suppose, is knowing when these stories are when it's a flash in the pan, or are we really inching towards some kind of actual catastrophe? I feel like, in the winter, things get slow. Things in the winter get abstract. You hear a lot of words from politicians, and there's a lot of news related to the social goings-on. And then in the summer, things get physical, and you hear more news related to physical actions, riots, protests, etc. But it does seem like a lot of people seem to forget over the winter months. It's like in the summer, it's like, this is crazy. How can this country withstand this? Oh man, 2024 is going to get nuts. The news is going to be crazy. Then winter comes, and everyone's like, things are kind of all right. Springtime comes, everybody's going out, and it's like Friday night, we're going to go to the bar, and we're going to chill, and the news gets a little dry. And then everyone's like, why did anyone think things were bad in this country? And then they're like, oh, here's a release of documents showing that they had authorized deadly force against the former president. And you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
You mentioned November. I mean, this does seem.
Isn't it just because? Isn't this like just a thing that we've noticed about human behavior, that like criminality increases during the summer, like when it like different weather conditions cause different levels of like criminality and shit like that? Isn't that just like something that's recognized as like part of human behavior across all of cultures since we've started recording criminal or crime data? People are more violent when ice cream sales go up. Is that true?
Like a gut check to the normies, especially.
Oh, well, I guess ice cream sales go up during the summer. I guess we could make that an association.
The normies who hold out on Trump because they are afraid that the 45th president is constantly, always, and everywhere breaking every constitutional norm possible. And then they make some argument about our democracy. These documents prove that the Biden administration, the so-called adults that were supposed to be in the room, right, the so-called return to normal, basically means effectively that the Constitution is a dead letter, right? Because either the executive of this country has been vested with the executive power and powers and duties that correspond with it, or not. And very clearly, the government is operating off of the assumption that the president has no authority whatsoever. Yeah. So, like, if...
Okay. I don't think we're getting anything else out of this. Oh, hold on, guys. We have a checkmate, a YouTube link and a checkmate. It's an hour long. Exposing the FBI cover-up of Biden corruption. Is Durham one of the people that was one of the people that was a foreign agent? Setting the stage, Hunter Biden IRS investigation and the WhatsApp message, text censorship. It's crazy how there has been so much oversight, so many different investigations from so many different actors. The Republicans have been on a tear trying to find some sort of impropriety with the Biden family, the Biden crime family, but they just haven't been able to like bring any credible evidence. They haven't been able to bring anything whatsoever. I mean, like, I would watch this, but I have like 10, maybe 15 minutes left of stream, and I'm not watching an hour-long thing during that. But yeah, because leftists are also fucking retarded. When was the last time you heard me say a good thing about leftists on this fucking stream? Whenever there are fucking socialists, whenever there are communists, whenever there are people like that, you're not catching me say anything nice about fucking lefties. I've been on an anti-communism arc for like the past 2 years. I thought you were on the left? Bro, I think that you need to go check yourself into a fucking hospital because you have either some sort of like, maybe you had a head injury and you have like short-term memory issues, but like we have this conversation like every other fucking stream. I am a left-leaning liberal. I do not agree with socialism whatsoever. And I know enough about socialism to where I can point out what parts I don't agree with. The only reason I ever was a socialist is because I didn't know enough about socialism to know that I didn't agree with it. When we're here on this stream and we're talking about lefties, we're talking about fucking socialists. Because lefties don't like to be called liberals. Did you hear Nick Rakita was arrested? Well, that was the last thing that we're going to look at real quick. Someone linked this in my Discord. Let's see if we can find Nick Rakita over here on the left. Oh, I guess it's in alphabetical order. We can just scroll down. Rakita Nicholas Robert. Oh. What does the F stand for? Fuck. Felony or... Fuck, I don't know what the F stands for. Rakita Nicholas Robert. 42. Drugs of the 5th degree, possess schedule 1, 2, 3, 4. Court pending, possession of ammo, any firearm, user of controlled substance. F stands for fucked, F stands for the F slur. Damn.
Well, I've
literally
avoided...
arguing with a child? Yes, I am arguing with a child because we've already shown that there's no way to get him to leave. We've tried banning him about 5 billion goddamn times. That's not going to work. Sometimes it feels nice to get riled up. Sometimes it's nice to yell at a retard. What do I think of the, I don't know how to say that name, but the serpent guy? I've watched like 1 or 2 of his videos. I don't have much of an opinion at all.
Outside of randomly.
Also, hey guys, if you're watching on YouTube, hey guys. Let me get up and close and personal with you for a second. If you like my stream, if you like me, if you just think I'm a really handsome kind of guy, like the stream. It helps out a whole lot. Subscribe to the channel. It helps out a whole lot. Go and watch some of my videos that our excellent editor, Tron, has been putting out. Or, if you're feeling really generous, become a member on the YouTube channel. Use the donation link that's in the description of the YouTube stream. All right? These things help me out a whole lot. I'm about to move cross-country here in a couple of months. We're about to select the apartment that we're going to be moving into. And I want to increase the pay of the editor because we went from getting 300 views on the YouTube videos per month to like, I think this month we're at 105,000 views. Give me money. Help me help him by giving him more money. Moving to California? No. DC or the DC area. So, out of necessity, not just because we want to move to a more expensive liberal area. All right. But now back to the content. All right. Your boy, I know that people have been talking about Nick Rakita for a couple of months now. I don't really have much of an opinion on Rakita Law. I know that he blew up super big during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I know that he had I think he had 100,000 concurrent live viewers on during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. That sort of shit. He was on top of the fucking world in terms of the political legal streaming space, right? But he couldn't handle it, I guess. I don't know what's going on with his real life at all, but he seemed like a relatively nice dude, if a little bit, further right than I would personally be, or stand to be around if I was ever talking politics with my friends. But he didn't seem like a necessarily bad dude. He was a conservative, but he wasn't one of those weird fucking especially crazy people, right? He was just kind of a average conservative kind of guy. So I was like, okay, he's a dude. He's making money on YouTube, but he could not handle the fame. And people have noted that he looks really bad nowadays because he's been drinking like a motherfucker. He's been, he's been drinking on stream and looking like absolute fucking hell, dude. Absolute fucking hell. And I guess today we zoom in so that you guys can really see, and I'll have to hide the overlay for a second. Uh-oh. You can see him right here. Rakita, Nicholas, Law. So basically Andrew? Well, I don't think Andrew has gone down nearly as far as this guy has. I mean, Andrew Wilson has a smoking and a drinking problem, maybe, but he hasn't been arrested for possession of fucking firearms and possession of controlled substances.
Passively talking about this for the last couple weeks. Obviously, there's a major break in this case. One of the most prominent law tubers, who was extremely popular during the Depp trial and things like that, Nick Rekieta, has been arrested. And obviously, I'm not surprised. Anybody who knows what's been going on with Nick, they're not surprised. But I know there's going to be lots of videos making fun of him. That's not what I want to do. I also don't want to I don't like. I asked myself and I asked my chat, should I make the video? And I think the overwhelming question is, or the answer was, I mean, if the situations were reversed, would Nick make the video about me? Absolutely. And I wouldn't be mad about it. Like if he live streamed and laughed about me getting arrested for, what he got arrested for, why wouldn't he cover it? Nick is one of the most famous YouTube, law tubers in the world. Obviously Barnes is very popular, Viva Fry, many others. But I did want to make the video hopefully as kind of a cautionary tale. I've said out loud, on streams before people ask, I wish the best for Nick. I hope this is rock bottom for him.
Does somebody have an article on this? Or Nick Rekieta, lawyer. 1 day ago. And then today he gets arrested. Oof, rough. LinkedIn. No articles. Immediately. Damn, all of the news stories are like super old too.
As I've been around, like many of my viewers have been around for a lot of years, I know what addiction looks like. I have an addictive personality myself, and
I'm sorry. I'm gonna give this little statement, but then I want to watch the video because I need to end stream here in a couple of seconds. Okay, I want to see what's going on here, say something about it, and leave. What are some behaviors you recommend for me to change so I can get along in chat without agreeing with you? Spamming, number one. Number two, creating long strings of buzzwords like I showed earlier. That is just unhinged fucking behavior. It's actually like I've had to ban people from my chat in the past because they were very obviously mentally ill. And it's literally 1-to-1 with how someone with a literal mental illness of like paranoid schizophrenia has typed in my chat. And also assuming like literally anyone that disagrees with you is evil. Like, please, for the love of God.
Feel like I've gotten right up against the line once or twice in my life. Whether it was booze or pills or whatever, I've definitely been there. And it comes, it goes slowly and then really fast. It hits you, and before you know it, you've been on a 3-week bender, and your friends are saying like, dude, slow down, or whatever the case is. And I obviously reached out to Nick privately multiple times, talked to him. I reached out to his
typing the way Chris Chan speaks. I don't think I've ever heard a recording of Chris Chan speaking. I have no idea what that motherfucker sounds like. I've avoided it.
A close circle of his friends reached out to me privately and was like, hey, we're going to get, would you want to take part if we can get him to do some sort of intervention? Obviously, I said yes to that. I would have gone to Minnesota to do it in person. I like Nick a lot. Anybody who's seen him live streaming over the last couple months, which I'm not going to go over, I'm not going to show him at his lowest moments on live streams, things like that. Yeah.
Well, something you need to understand, Frank Archfield, is that Uncle Sam is not a real person, nor does it describe any institution in the United States. So you're just saying Uncle Sam as a nebulous catch-all phrase to mean the government. Neoliberal and fascist are nearly antonyms from each other. So like describing someone as a neoliberal fascist makes literally no fucking sense. Cronyist, if you want to talk about cronyism, I don't think Biden is nearly the person that you want to talk about cronyism. Like, What capitalist fucking billionaires you see Biden palling around with on social media on a regular basis? Like, who do you see Biden conferring with before implementing some kind of law? Stop using a lot of people to give you definitions. Learn what the definition is.
As mugshot, probably the thumbnail, but I would 100% expect the exact same thing from Nick to do to me. So if you don't know, Nick Rekieta was just arrested earlier this morning for possession, which I don't care that much about. I care more about, how do I say it, the state of him. He's obviously lost his way in like a dark, kind of a dark path. And Nick, this is going to be a brutal week. I'm sure there are live streams going on right now laughing at you. I'm not going to do that. I don't think this is funny. Nick has there's 5 kids in the house. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cool. I mean, I've made jokes here and there, but I want to be on the record. This is the only last I'm going to say about it. The only thing.
I mean, I don't know a lot about Nick Rekieta. Like, the only reason I would laugh at this is if he has laughed at other people for similar reasons. Like, if you're going to be that motherfucker that's going to make fun of other people for like their darkest moments in life, then expect other people to make fun of you for your darkest moments in life. Like, it sucks for the kids, but I don't know if I don't even know what happened to him.
Thing I'm gonna say about it.
Please, someone find me something that like it tells me exactly what he was arrested for, because like this is not helping me. This right here does not help me at all. Nick dropping N-bombs is the funniest shit ever. No way.
You know, I don't think it's cool or funny that a guy with 5 kids is like...
Yeah, possession of guns and drugs. But, like, did they raid his house? Was he out on the street with, you know, like the no bullshit meme, like guns and weed hanging out of his pockets? Like, speaking of darkest memento.
You never know. You never know.
Oh, hold on. He has to pee. He's in his basement, guys. I couldn't hear it. Oh, wait. Was that the sound of the piss going down the drain, bro? Oh, maybe it was sound effects from his game?
I've literally never lost that round. But I'm ready. I'm ready now. Oh my god. I
Does
just
he
peed
say
in my basement.
Oh, he admitted to it. That's how we know for sure.
No, not in the kitty litter. Just in the drain. In the drain. Look, if you want to watch a streamer that wants to pee in the potty, go watch someone else. When you're a pro gamer like me, yeah, I mean, if
this chat, bruh, that's an epic gamer moment if I've ever seen one.
if you're a dude if you want to watch a dude that's going to piss in,
bro, that's so rough. That's so rough. Never get drunk while streaming, guys. What are my hobbies outside of politics? I guess we're not going to get anything out of this. Is he going to like say anything? Oh wait, hold on. There's fucking things here. What are my hobbies outside of politics? I write music. We're going to release an EP by the time I leave Houston. Me and my buddy that we have a band. So I write music. I spend time with my friends. We go out and we hang out with real life people on a very, very regular basis. I like to play video games. I like to what are other things that I like to do? Those are like the biggest things right now. But I mean, like over the course of my life, I have I've sang in choirs. I have learned different instruments. I like to play the piano. I like to play the guitar. I like to learn different instruments. Like I have a fairly normal life, all things considered.
These mugshots are never going to go away. They're going to follow you everywhere. You know, one time, you know, and again, like, I'm not throwing any stones here. You know, I've certainly live streamed. This is why I don't drink and live stream anymore. You do something stupid, you think it's funny, and then it follows you around freaking forever. And all I did was piss in my basement. Not like on the carpet, like down a drain. It's all pipes, okay? Anyway, but still, like, freaking 3 years later, people are throwing that in my face like it's some kind of own. I didn't care then, I don't care now. But it's like, that's, you know, I stopped because I didn't want this stuff. And it just, you know, it's bad. You know, people are going to make fun of him, the Sonichu curse. They're allowed to do that. You know, you see, I think it looks like they've got 5th degree possession. So they had whatever, some sort of substance. And then they also were in possession of some sort of a weapon while they were also, I don't know a spot in the Second Amendment that says you, I think they've got 5th degree possession. So they and it just, you know, it's bad. You know, people are going to make fun of him, the Sonichu curse. They're allowed to do that. You know, you see, I think it looks like they've got 5th degree possession. So they had whatever, some sort of substance. And then they also were in possession of some sort of a weapon while they were also, I don't know a spot in the Second Amendment that says you can't enjoy a little booger sugar while also observing your Second Amendment right. But I also think it's important to point out he's been arrested, not convicted. I don't think there's really any question whether or not he was doing it, because he was doing it on live streams very obviously every night. And this other woman is some other YouTuber's wife or ex-wife who they got some throuple going with. I don't care about any of that. Like, I get it. I'm not shaming anyone who wants to dunk on him for it. It's hilarious to them, and that's fine.
It's probably
I guess,
coke.
I'm not above a few jokes, you know. And I'm hoping that Nick, you know, this is rock bottom for him, and he gets some help. Nick, I hope you get help, dude. You know, you're too old for this stuff. You're 42 years old, man. What are you doing? You know, having, like, you know, drug-fueled 3-ways in your 40s. It's too. You got five kids. You know, like, too much, man. This is getting off pretty light. I know he's got other stuff going on. He's getting sued for saying something stupid. But it's, you know, it's, hopefully this is rock bottom. I have to admit that as somebody who's watched him spiral, you know, it has made me take some stock in life too. And I don't want people to, whatever, have fun. You have possession of a controlled substance and having firearms in his last bizarre stream. He had powder visible on his nose. Again, there are a lot of armchair quarterbacks. I don't think or know if Nick's made any kind of comment. It doesn't appear so. But if it were any other YouTuber, I would have made the video, and so I'm making the video. Nick got arrested. He's been acting very stupidly for a significant amount of time, and he got caught. My suspicion is someone from the farms or somewhere around called in a wellness check or something. Cop showed up, and he was under the influence or whatever. This isn't going to ruin his life. You know, you get a little caught with little possession. It's not a big deal. I'm not like a Puritan.
Now, is this a felony, or is this a, I mean, it's 5th degree. For not more than 5 years, or a payment of a fine not more than $10,000, or both. So that's the maximum he would get. If this is his first time offense, it's probably going to be much lower. Is that what the F stands for? Nick being drunk?
Fire PS is what? Message?
Bro, he looks so rough. This is not the same guy that I saw on those fucking... Yeah, I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but there's like a part where he's just... He thought that he ended stream. Or is this... No, this is 3 months ago. There was one from like 2 days ago that was like really, really rough. He was a lawyer. But bro, does this guy look rough. Good fucking God.
To a streamer that they're drunk and you don't like them. Doing that over and over and over. While they get the view credit, the chat credit, the interaction credit, and maybe
And is him just trying to speak?
Day. You know, I'm gonna take this home. You're like, don't you want a fire hose? Do that? No. if you don't get this thing, like it, how do I state this? We're gonna quit.
Jesus Christ, that's so rough, dude. Jesus. If we don't allow streaming while drunk, how are we supposed to enjoy Beer Bash? Does that motherfucker still stream? He hasn't killed himself yet? I mean, I don't necessarily wish ill on the guy, but, you know. All right. Opinion on Leonard Cohen music. This is the last thing. I know that name. I cannot remember what he does. Oh, he's the... Okay, yeah, he's the guy... I mean, he's fine. It's not something that I listen to on a regular basis, but... Videos. Let's go to his most popular. No, I only know the one song. But he's fine. What I've been, just so you guys like know, like when I'm trying to learn guitar recently, I've been trying to move. I've been trying to move away from learning only, what do you call it? Metal music and rock music. So I tried to learn some city pop, bro. This, y'all, everybody knows Plastic Love, okay? It's a little funky. So I've been trying to learn some like funk stuff. Bro, there's some like cool shit hidden underneath the fucking heavy ass fucking bass that they have in this song that you would not fucking believe. Let me see if I can find it on the tabs here. Okay, I think it's right around here. God, that's so fucking nasty, dude. That's so nasty. I'm sorry, one more time before we go. Just that fucking lick is so... Oh, it's so fucking nasty, dude. Sorry. Sexy. Fucking sexy. For some reason, it feels like online liberals like you and Destiny don't interact much with the rest of the philosophical and political and current events community other than some reaction videos and debates here and there. I have a concurrent viewership at this current moment of 14 people. It would be really, really cool to interact with current events community past that, interview some people or something like that. I don't have that kind of pull. So Destiny does, but I mean, he is doing that. How else do you want us to interact? Tell me next time, because I am ending stream. I love you guys very much. This has been a fun one. I'm going to be alone all weekend. Why do I get triggered by a child? I don't know. It's just like no one else is triggering me in chat anymore. We don't get conservatives that come through chat and want to stay and chill and tell me why I'm wrong. Am I debating adventures tomorrow? I might be able to either tomorrow or the next day because I'm going to be home alone. So no, because people don't care about that front yard shield. All right. Anyways, I love you guys very much. It has been very fun. I will catch you guys either tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, see you then.